Hi guys, Mr. K again here on my expedition journey. I'm still touring the southeastern Kenya, which is made of the Ukambani region. And today I want to take you to Wote, which is a central part of the Makueni County, the central area. But my trip was all the way to Thwake Dam. For those people who have been watching the news, you'll be seeing over and over the Thwake Dam story, which is a construction of a dam happening at a junction. I don't know whether it's called junction, but where Thwake River, which is a river which runs up from all the way to from Machakos County to Makueni County, where it meets the Athi River. But in that section, it's called Galana River. This is Galana River. This one, you can see the where they meet. This is Galana coming down like that, and this is Thwake coming down like this, and this is where they meet. This is actually where they meet at that. So the government of Kenya is constructing a dam just after where the rivers meet. This is the dam wall, and this is a overflow output, I guess. Yeah, must be floodgates, something or overflow output, whatever they call it. It is they are constructing. So I was doing my research to see, because after I get to this point, I want to cross to Makueni County. Remember, Galana separates also Machakos and Makueni and Kitui County. So this part across the river is Kitui. You can see the border runs. The border runs like this. This is Makueni County. The other side is Kitui County. So I was looking to cross to Kitui County. So my ride all the way to this area is called Ngosini. I don't know, Ngosini East. And the construction is it's done by China. They have the yard on this side, on the Kitui side, and they also have another yard on Makueni side. The Kitui side yard looks bigger than the Makueni side. So I did my research and I wanted to know whether there's a bridge which I could cross the Galana River, and I found there was a bridge here which looks permanent, and also another bridge. There's another bridge somewhere here, looks permanent too, but surprisingly they are not permanent bridge. So the government is going to construct the dam, then they will build a road on top of the dam, which is going to act as a bridge connecting Makueni and Kitui County, and then they are planning to build a road, a tarmac road, all the way from Kitui to Makueni. That is a plan. So let's go and find out how this place looks like. This is part 1. Part 2 will be now after crossing the dam. Thanks. I started my journey at Makutano Junction, Chumbi. This is junction to Machakos town and road to Mombasa. So I was refueling, and still this is a new bike. It has only about over 1,000 kilometers. I just finished breaking in engine last week. So this is the first ride after breaking in engine and then reservicing the bike. So I need to know about the fuel consumption in terms of performance. So after refueling, I joined Machakos, not Machakos, but Mombasa Highway, and I made my turn at the junction of Katumani Konza Road, just avoiding Machakos town because there might be traffic at Machakos. And this is a good route when you don't want to get in Machakos, and you always use this route when you're going to Wote or when you go to Makueni County. This road begins to be scenic immediately after you turn to Wote. C99. It's always very scenic, beautiful, smooth, no traffic, vehicles moja moja mbili, and there is no shenanigans on this road. It's a road which I don't know how many accidents have been reported on this road. It doesn't have so many accidents because it's well marked, very clear. And if they repair immediately, there is a damage, they repair immediately. You can see the beautiful corners. You actually enjoy the corners just than driving fast. It's beautiful and the landscape looks amazing. This is the last town before you leave Machakos and join Makueni County. It's called Kola. Immediately you join Makueni County, you get treated by all these. The road goes through the hills, not really through the hills, but on the sides of the hills, which you can see they actually did a lot of work just to make that road go through that. And the beautiful scenes just cutting on those hillsides look beautiful as you go and join the Makongo, which is you can see Makongo in front there. It's the one, the hill which is showing up there. So the road will climb. You climb on top of the Makongo, and then even more scenic views, corners, and many corners. So this road you always have to enjoy. It's a beautiful road to enjoy. And I was testing my bike speeds. Sometimes it will clock about 130, 140. Depends on the wind also. Wind is also a huge factor on your bike. The manufacturer said the bike can go up to 155. I have not really tested to that point, and I feel like it is too much. You get to 120 and you start feeling You can start feeling that speed. So if you stay to 100, you're okay. It's actually very comfortable at 100, so you don't have to push it so hard. Yeah, if you want a bike which can go faster, you go back to the shop, get a bigger bike or a faster bike or a sport bike. Then you can go faster than cruising at normal speeds. Haya, asante. Okay. Haya. Approaching Wote town, seems like you are coming down from a hill. Then you get to a river. The river before Wote is known as Kaiti. Once you cross the river, you just joined Wote town. The river sometimes is dry during the dry season, but it looks like there is some water in the river, so it's not that dry. The season has not really been, the kiangazi has not really been so serious this time. But you can see the sun was coming out. In Wote town it was a little bit sunny, but it was not that hot. So joining Wote town, these towns have grown. Most of the time you come to these towns, you feel like there's a growth each and every time. So this devolution is really helping these towns to grow. Back in the days, These used to look just like a market centers where people just come to market, buy goods, like that. There was no feeling of the urban setup in these towns. So Wote town is growing, and it's actually starting to look like a good urban center, which is a county headquarters of Makueni County. I actually have a feeling if this town was along Mombasa Highway, it would have grown bigger. But it's inside, its interior, it was set to be the headquarters, which is at the center of Makueni County. If you look at the towns which are along Mombasa Highway, towns like Emali, they are growing at a very fast rate. A town like Kibwezi is growing at a very fast rate. Why? It's because they are along a major hub, which is a major transport corridor, which goes from Mombasa to Malaba. So, if you see these towns not growing at the fast rate the way you want them to grow, it's just because they are located in the midst of the county headquarters and the county boundaries, and they serve the people within that county. They don't serve people outside the county, but they are growing. The good thing is that they are growing, and the road, which at least people can still go through Wote and go to other places. So the road which it was the road which comes to Wote from Machakos, and once it gets to Wote, I have never taken the left to go to the town itself or the market itself. I always take the right turn. All the time I take the right turn, and here I was taking the right turn, which goes to Katonzweni and goes to Makindu. On this other side, where I'm taking the right turn, there is no much to see. The town itself, it is on the left turn, which you have left there. So this side, you come across the county government headquarters, which is formerly the district commissioner's office back in the day. Then you get to go to Makueni boys, Makueni girls, several other amenities which are on this side, and you won't be able to see many people from this side. People are on the other side where there is town. So I took my right and I was heading to Katonzweni, where I'll go and begin my journey to Thwake. As I was going on with my journey, I realized that I actually don't know where I'm going. I've never been to Thwake Dam, So I started looking into Google Map to see whether I can actually set up my Google Map to guide me all the way to where Thwake Dam is, rather than I go to Kathonzweni and after that I don't know where I'm going. So I was just setting up my Google Map to direct me as I was riding. Well, Google Map was telling me to take a left in the middle of the road. So I was really concerned, does it really know where I'm going? Because at this point, it told me to take this left. And I was wondering, is that really a major road or does it looks like a small path to me? But I stopped there for some time. I looked again to my Google Map and I joined back to the road going to Kathonzweni. Another town which does not seem to be growing is this town, Kathonzweni town. But at least it's better, because looking back before this road was constructed during the Kibaki time, it was really worse. So infrastructural development can really change up the way the place looks like. After the road was constructed, which joins Wote town to Makindu, it actually made this town become a little bit more urbanized. When I came in, the town used to have just shops, left and right shops facing on the road. Now there are major amenities as you go to the town. There are the schools, boarding schools. I think it has really changed. Found out there were some games, I don't know what it was, games competition with some of the football happening in this Kathonzweni grounds. I don't know what it was. Football, I think it was football, just games. It was not high school, because high school they have closed school. So this was just local. So once you get to the Kathonzweni town, there's a junction. Not really, just after you get to the town itself. I don't know whether this is it's a hospital or something. You take a left turn on this, and now this is where the tarmac ends. You begin to deal with now rough road all the way to Thwake. The tarmac will just end just right there, and you just say bye bye to the tarmac, and then you start the dusty experience off-road. Again, this was also my chance for me to test this bike in terms of off-road operations, in terms of how does it perform in off-road setup. And I really did not expect the road to be that worse, but trust me, this was just the beginning. You see, there is a vehicle which has been following. You see that pickup there? That pickup. I started the journey with this pickup at before Wote. Actually, before Wote. And then I actually felt these guys were following, because after I made a turn, they are behind me. Every time they were behind me. Until this point is when they passed me. And that pickup, it was heading at the same place I was heading. There were so many shopping centers just during this rough section, which I do not know what was their name, but one shopping center which captured my attention was this. It was a bigger than any other shopping centers I've passed, and the shopping center is known as Mavindini Shopping Center. Mavindini, in short, in Kamba they just call it Mavindini. And I missed a turn there. I thought I was just following the Google Map. Google Map just kept on telling me continue for 5 kilometers, continue for 2 kilometers, continue on, do not leave that road. So I was just following the Google Map until I came to this town and I passed it. It looks like a bigger town, not really a town, shopping center. Looks like it must be a market. Must be a market because a shopping center is small, market is bigger, so this must be a market center. So it was really interesting to see that Mavindini. I've never been there.
Kuna kono hicho kwa wingi. Oh. Haya, sawa, asante.
Technically what those guys were telling me is that I'm lost. Okay, I was on the track, but that track was going to be longer than the track which I should have used. So I went back just like a few 200 meters, and then my Google was still shouting on my ears that kindly turn back, go back this way. You know, Google can actually scream at you if you feel like you have lost the where you're going. So took this route and just followed those motorbike guys because I thought they knew where the road where it's going and I should just follow them. But as I had to pass them, there was another motorbike ahead of me who I followed. Then I lost him at some point. I don't know why he made a turn and went to another direction. But I followed the road. Just it looks like the road was just graded the other day. It was there was a lot of dust, very red dust. So the road was just graded the other day. It was just must have been pathetic road before. So this grading was, and when I get on the top there, I was mesmerized. I was able to see the dam at the top. I could be able to see where the dam was and the river and everything. That's why I was still trying to ride, focus on the road, but I was still the dam was catching my attention from that location. So I knew I was near, but there was still a lot of off-road to cover. The Google was telling me about 10 kilometers to go. The road was getting very tricky and very complicated. Even though it was graded, there was a lot of dust, there was loose sand, loose soil, which is not really good when you're on motorbike. But the guys, the locals, the way they were passing, I was even wondering how are they able to pass like that on this loose soil. For me, I was struggling. That's why I was going very slow. And again, remember, I'm just like 2 months into this thing. So I am very careful when it comes to off-road, because last week I was using this kind of road and one thing led to the other, where I tripped and the bike went down and I injured my finger, which it's still recovering, still painful but still recovering. I know some tendons were torn and they're still healing slowly. So this road kind of reminded me what happened last week, and I was very careful.
Kwa dam na nitambuke nayo tu hivyo tu mpaka chini. Na kuna barabara ya kuvuka bridge, unavuka tena zaidi. Oh, asante bana.
As I went down, I began seeing the river very clearly. The dam was even becoming much bigger and bigger. But one thing which I noticed, which attracted my eyes, is the plateau, the Yatta plateau. The Yatta plateau runs adjacent to the river, and this is the Sabaki, Galana, Athi river. Remember, this river has 3 names. The Athi river. The Yatta plateau just runs adjacent to it. After you cross the river, you must climb the plateau all the way to somewhere in Savo. That's where the plateau ends, and it begins in Machakos near Kilimambogo. So the wonders of the world, eh? But obviously the river must have run again adjacent to the plateau, because the plateau is a raised ground, which you don't expect any river on a raised ground. So I finally came along the last shopping center before you cross to Thwake or River Athi. This shopping center is called Kitui Shopping Center. It's quite not that small, but you know the shopping centers of the village, how they look like, just shops and nothing much. Yeah, but it looks sizable enough, very sizable enough. So the shopping center, it's actually well built, very well constructed, and I can imagine it's because of the people who work at the construction center of the dam. They must be living in this shopping center. So this was the last shopping center before you just go down to the dam.
Damu ni weko na niona uende tu na damu mingi liweka na oh okay, asante haya.
definitely I kept on asking for directions because the Google map was completely sending me on the opposite direction. Again, the road was becoming worse. You can see this section, many of sharp rocks, and I can really recommend this bike for anybody. This is Tekken Pro 2024. It has good power, about 25 horsepower, about 24 Newton meters of torque. So it's good for off-road and on the road, because even the brakes, suspension, everything feels so smooth, even though the road was really bad. Going down to the dam, you'll start feeling that there are people who used to live there and they probably left. I guess the government compensated several people who were living along the dam, especially the upper side of the dam where the reservoir is going to be. Most people must have been compensated to just leave and go and stay somewhere else or buy land somewhere else. So there are not many people you'll come across, especially the upper side of the dam. No, the lower side it's okay. And there's this new construction, modern housing construction happening just near the dam. I'm suspecting these houses must belong to people who are going to be working at the dam, because this dam is also going to generate power. So Kengen might be constructing the staff house in there. This dam will be used to pump water, clean water to the areas and the fields around Makueni, Machakos, Kitui County.
Lalo no ngilya baka mukilo ngaliwe yangi. Kudiwe na Kitui. Owe lelo. Koi ini mbinge. Who get you there? Wajiabu? Makwata. Ba me ba ibari and melabo.
Ibamba dia mewa lakini yeye andi tula tuze tuenda ukatonenga lazima hivyo.
Oh. Sawa wendi.
Ndiye wana bikadikile mbadi yeno iba. Yesu ndo yende.
Oh.
Kuno uyuwa bikabando be ni nyomba cyaje ne biba abe ndubeta wasibu. Ni kana no kona kabadi yogeba akya okela kingi chapa ende. Ibu boto no tete kaba.
Haya. Pita na kila mahali kwa barabara.
Hata huko kwa nami silikuwa na wewe.
Nilikuona. Okay. Mimi nataka jaribu kutembea ni cross nione hapa hii ni nini. Haya. Oh, ni maji? Okay, asante.
Well, this must have been the last shopping center. Well, doesn't look like shopping center, just small thatched shops. They don't look like permanent, most of them. So this is the stretch to the site, the project site, and mostly they won't allow you to go through the main barrier, but someone told me they can allow you to go through the secondary barrier, and it is guarded by the administration police and some other private security.
Haya, sawa. Unaenda ngambo ile bado? Unaenda ngambo pia? Alafu urudi Ilungu. Na unauzanga hii maji kubwa kubwa tu? Kampuni iko wapi? Ukia. We, na kweli unatembeza. Mimi nimetoka
Mazi ingeli ya iba.
Lura Vyulia.
Vyulia.
Uweze Vyulia.
La kali ngi dulilange la kali.
Ukaliko. Kuiko muzi kwitu. Vyulia muzi ne yu.
Muzi ne.
Wewe muzi ne we muzi kwitu.
Kaboyoni.
Haya sawa. Mambo. Naitwa nani? Mambua. Wewe ni msichana ama kijana? Oh, Mumbua. Oh, mimi naitwa.
So I met with this girl called Mumbua. She's in class grade 2. And she was very interested in asking me questions about my bike. So, and then I asked her which path should I follow to go down. Probably I did not pay attention to her answer because I should have taken the other path, which is on the right. But I went with the worst path. The other path did not even look like someone has used it recently. It was bad going down. I was actually asking myself, do people really pass here? I was trying to question myself whether I should go down or not go down. So initially, I actually thought it was a road which is going down, only to find it's a path, a small path. I think the only thing which is this path is either the people walking, motorcycles, bicycles, and maybe animals going to the river. I don't think this has ever been used by a vehicle, to be honest. And the guy who was talking to me about this path, he was talking about a big road, like going down. You're going to find a road which goes down to the river. Only for me to find that this is a path, and it was really bad. And he actually warned me, when you get down to the river and you want to cross to the other side of the river through the bridge, those guys, they ask for money, like 50 shillings, and then they allow you to pass. But this is for people who are using motorcycles and probably a vehicle. But I don't know where the vehicle going at this point. Where will the vehicle pass? So motorcycles, 50 bob to cross. But people walking on foot, they don't ask them anything. So I was going down to just give them 50 bob, and then I pass. Then I got to somewhere where I could be able to have a great view of the dam. Took a picture. That wall you seen there is the dam wall on the lower side, and then that is whatever you're looking at just at the back of the bike is overflow evacuation. I think overflow, what are they called? I think floodgates. Probably they're called floodgates or overflow gates. I don't know what they're called. But you can see the bridge down there. That is the bridge which I'm supposed to use to cross. There's a bridge at the where the river is, at the bottom there. That's the bridge which I'm supposed to cross to the other side of Kitui. If you're in this side, you're in Makueni County. If you're on the other side, you're in Kitui County. So the river separates the two counties. So I got down to go and cross to the other side of the county. So going down is an exercise too. So you have to be very careful. But I don't know this road. It's a new road. I've never used it, so I was very careful. You go down, you're going down to the river itself. The river, the water you have seen, that's the river Athi. The Thwake river meets the river Athi on top, on the other side of the dam. So that's why the dam was constructed at where the rivers meet, to collect both the waters of river Athi and Thwake river. I was going down and I met these ladies. I actually saw them on the bridge when they were crossing. And the bridge was constructed by the project guys. They actually constructed a temporary bridge for their vehicles to be crossing from one side of the river to the other side of the river. This bridge is temporary, it's not permanent. It will be removed once the project is done. And there's you saw on the map there are two of them. There's another one which is on the other side of the dam, and this one which is on the lower side of the dam. So you get to the river and you ride all the way to where the bridge is, and you find out it's actually a metallic bridge. It's not like a concrete. It's a metallic bridge that was constructed by the Chinese who were constructing the dam, but it's temporary. It's not permanent there.
Habari zenyu? Poa sana. Mimi nimetoka hivi, nataka kwenda huko hivi Kitui. Is it possible?
It is not possible. Huko umetoka wapi?
Nimetoka Nairobi.
Naona bike yenyewe. Usipita hapa.